If it's not clear already, I love SNK, and I love the Neo Geo. It's a system with a crazy amount of varied output, perfectly niche in the most complementary manner possible. But what's perhaps even more interesting than SNK's own first-party output is the other associated companies that were putting out games on the system. Companies like ADK and Sunsoft. They're well-known ones, but there's also a company that put out a singular game on the console. And it might very well be one of the best fighters on the Neo Geo. This is Rage of the Dragons. We immediately have a strange start to this game's story. Back in 1995, a Double Dragon fighting game was released for the Neo Geo, which bizarrely was based more on the movie than the game series. Either way, that game is mid as fuck. Nonetheless, Mexican company Evoga decided they wanted to make a sequel to it, probably believing that they could do a better job. Unfortunately, the rights to the series had just been sold to another company, so they'd have to settle for a homage. So instead of having Bimmy and Jimmy Lee, we've got Billy and Jimmy Lewis, making them 80% less Asian. Mechanics wise, this is a 2-on-2 tag fighter. Tagging out actually has your partner run in and deliver a kick, something that is ripe for abuse. There is a short reload time in between tags, so you can't do what I do and just keep spamming that shit. Despite the lack of assist, you do have a tag attack you can perform however. You charge in over to your opponent, slap the shit out of him, and then your partner will charge in to follow it up. You've just gotta remember to fucking dash when it happens, or you won't hit a goddamn thing. Even better, specific combinations of character have a follow-up attack that you can do called the duplex attack. This is a silly name, but it looks fucking dope, so we can't be mad. We also have impacts, done by hitting both strong attack buttons together. This will launch the enemy, sending them spinning through the air, which you can follow up with a sequence of attacks. You don't get to mix and match. Each character has their own specific sequence to follow. Some characters like Ling get lucky, others do not. Some, if most, stages have walls at either side of the stage that you can use to carry juggle combos. The AI will do this at the first opportunity. Some characters like Riddell get a lot of mileage out of this shit. Finally, we have probably what is the most bizarre mechanic, being surrender. Hold all the buttons together with the stick in neutral, and your character will literally give up. Your other character will then get their life bar, and it increases the amount of super bars you can have to 5. It is definitely a mechanic. The premise of Rage of the Dragons is focused on the thematic idea and the principles in a moral sense of finding Johann and kicking his ass. Seriously, the dude is a cult leader, it's called the Black Dragon, who's going around and just killing anyone else with a dragon spirit, which has managed to piss off just about everyone in the cast. It's actually kind of unusual for fighting game plots to boil down to everyone wants to kick this one dude's ass. I appreciate it. Characters are sorted into tag teams, so we'll go team by team for our rundown. First up, we've got one half of the brothers Lewis with Billy. Following the death of his girlfriend at the hands of a rival gang, he tells his brother to fuck off and becomes a street racer. Billy is a neutral-based character. His wrecker attacks are his biggest asset, yet also his greatest limiter, because you kinda need them to pull off any combo. His partner Lin, who fights using the elderly workout form of fighting, known as Tai Chi. Johann killed her grandpa, and she ain't pleased about it. With Lin, you want to charge in and fuck people up. And don't bother with defense because she's got sweet fuck all in that regard. Riddell looks a bit like Urian, but has chosen to wear clothing like a coward. He's a member of the Dragon Hunter clan, most of whom were wiped out by the world's most likable man, Johann. His normals are fantastic, he's got some ludicrous hitboxes going on. But all of his specials are punishable on block, so it's best to just chip away at people. Joining Rodell in his quest for revenge is Annie, a psychic girl. She's a get in, get out kind of character. Charging ahead is definitely not her strong suit. Next we have Cassandra, who, if you can't tell by her outfit, is Amish. She and her brother Oni are orphans, who ditched the orphanage because Oni set it on fire. Those two actually have nothing to do with Johan. Oni just likes fighting people, and Cassandra is along for the ride. I don't actually have much to say about Cassandra. She's so defense-based that I just got my ass kicked and switch out to her brother at every opportunity. Oni reminds me a lot of Iori gameplay-wise. He's got Iori's quarter circle back Rekka, a command grab that dashes forward. He's just missing the fireball and dragon punch. I had great fun with him. You can play as aggressively as you want and reap the rewards of his high damage. On the downside, man takes so fucking long to recover from anything. Our next fighter is actually the green dragon Pepe. He's just a guy. Honestly, he's just a guy. He chills out, goes to school, and then decides it's about time he went and kicked Johan's ass for doing Johan things. He might be the best character in the game, with his only real weakness being that his heavy specials are ass. Don't bother with them, just keep to the lights. His partner is Poopa, just your average girl searching for a missing brother. I assume Johan is responsible. She's okay, she's quick, but she's just kinda meh. Our next team is what I've dubbed Team Catholic Church. Alice is a possibly possessed young girl. She's our zoner, and as with all zoners, if you get close, she's screwed. As her partner, we have the coolest character in the game, Elias, a priest who was convicted of a murder, lost his faith in prison, only to regain it upon release, and from there he starts helping misfortunate folk. This is the only priest I won't be making nonce jokes about. The look of this character, his up-close playstyle, his story, I love everything about him. His only real downside is that his fireball is awful. Just look at this thing. I've never managed to actually hit anyone with it, I don't think. Following that, we've got Jones. Jones is a movie star who decided to go and beat up Johan just so he can make a movie about it. This is the single most base motive I've ever seen in a fighting game. I love this guy. He reminds me of Jim Kelly in Enter the Dragon. He's got a special that's minus on block when using the light variant that you can just keep spamming. And I did. And people really can't do much about it. It's hilarious. Kang is his buddy, a wrestler on board for the Johan beatdown. Looking at him, you can kind of tell what his deal's gonna be. He's a big fat fuck. Finally, we've got Sonya, a former assassin who worked for the Black Dragon. She got sick of dealing with Johan's shit and joined the collective beatdown crew. She's great at most things, but holy crap, another terrible projectile. Just don't bother with it. Like, she's great at most things, just leave the projectile. And her partner Jimmy is a Shoto. That's all I've really got to say about him. I'd like to take this opportunity to just quickly revisit an old topic. This game's final boss, Johan. I previously covered his fight in 2 different boss syndrome videos. But holy shit, I've got more to say. And I gave this guy a musical number, and there's still more to talk about. The fight is difficult, it's so difficult. Outside of his blistering, heinous offense, I've now realized he also gains meter at stupid speed, just look. I must also question why his projectile has iframes. Why? And I've now discovered that not only can he grab you out of your tags, supers, rolls and jumps, he can also grab you out of command grabs. Why? Why can he do that? To recap his other stuff, he's got this insane mix-up double kick that he'll just spam. You can't roll out of it, because if you do, he'll just catch you with his grab on the other side. His projectiles can blast through yours, again if you roll through them, he'll just grab you again. It really does all boil down to that bullshit grab. It just snatches you out of everything. I hate it, and I fear it, and it's all consuming, and it's inescapable, and there's... Fuck, man, when fighting him, it's just inevitable that you're going to be caught by it. There's also a sub-boss, a Boo-Boo, but he's really easy, and he sucks to play as. It's not worth talking about. When I first started making this video, This game was just a memorable one I played during Boss Syndrome. Just a little oddity that stuck out in a sea of fires. This video made me really like this game. I highly recommend giving it a go. It has so much going for it. All the characters are wonderfully charismatic, the sprite work is fucking wonderful, and the gameplay is outstanding. You can tell fighting game fans put this together with care and an incredible amount of expertise. Sadly, this remains Evoga's only fighting game. They went out of business in 2004, 2 years after Rage of the Dragon's release. However, they worked on the initial planning and designing of the game. A majority of the programming, graphics, and sound were done by Noise Factory, who had a much longer catalogue to glance through. One of them was Power Instinct Matra Melee, which featured Elias, Jimmy, Lynn, and Annie as guest characters. It is unfortunate how things turned out in the end, but Rage released during the years between SNK's first bankruptcy and their resurgence. It never really stood a chance to become anything big being released in that era. It recently had a release on modern consoles as Rage of the Dragons Neo, so the legacy lives on. Give this one a go, and when you reach Johan, tell him to go fuck himself from me. My name is Mr. Double Digits, and I finish videos by telling you to go out there and get your ass kicked.